Israel, Shalom, Shalom. It's your brother Ari with H.O.I Las Vegas, coming again with another precept of the day, another Card Chronicles, and another episode of The Truth. But first and foremost, before we get started, I'd like to give honor and glory to Yahweh by H.O.I H.O.I. I'd like to give a double honors to the elders that paved the way in this truth, and we can get right to it. Let's go to the book of John, chapter 4 and verse 24, right? And we are going into, are you feeding your flesh or are you feeding your spirit, right? Are you feeding your flesh or your spirit, right? All right. This is John chapter 4 and verse 24, and it reads, God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth, right? So you can't worship the Lord with your flesh, right? You got to worship him in spirit and in truth, right? And we're going to go into that. Let's go to the book of Psalms, see what that truth is, right? The book of Psalms, chapter 119, right? Psalms 119 and 142. It's the book of Psalms, chapter. These new pages, man. All right. Psalms 119 and 142. Right. All right, 142. 142 reads, Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. So the law is the truth, right? So I'm going to read John 4 and 24 again. It says, God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. So that truth is the law, right? The law, statutes, and commandments that was given to us, right? Let's go down to John 6 and 63, right? So the spirit is. It is the spirit that quickeneth. The flesh profiteth nothing. This flesh that our fleshly, the flesh don't profit of anything, right? The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit, right? And they are life, right? So his law, statutes, and commandments, right? This is what we need to be tapping into, man. This is the things that we need to be keeping, the laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what we're supposed to be keeping, right? Let's go to Joshua chapter 1 and verse 8. It says, This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night. Right? So we need to be meditating on these scriptures day and night. This law, this book, right, should not depart out of our mouth. Meaning we should be talking about this daily, right? All the time, man. We need to be talking about the word, man. In your everyday conversation, right? It needs to be talking about this book, right? Because it says, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, right? So you should always keep this in your mouth, man, right? In your mind, right? Read on, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, right? Meditating on it, man. Keeping it on your mind all day, all night, right? That thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. Meaning the old and the new, man. Everything that's in the book, we need to be following, right? And meditating on, right? For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. Have not I commanded thee? But be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. Right? For the Lord thy God is with thee whithersoever thou goest. So no matter where we go, the Lord is with us, right? So we need to be meditating on these scriptures, man, daily, right? Day and night, right? It shouldn't depart out of our mouth, man. You shouldn't let a day go by where you're not, meditating on this word or speaking about it, right? Let's go to the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 28. It reads, for as it was your mind to go astray from God, so being returned, seek him 10 times more, right? So our minds went astray at one point, right? And that's being in the world and, and things of that nature. But at the end of the day, we need to, when we come back to the Lord, when you come to the Lord, hey, serve him 10 times more than you did before, right? We should be increasing, not decreasing in this walk, right? We should be increasing, not decreasing, right? Because this is very important, man. Our life depends on this, right? This is life or death right now, man. People don't really realize it, but this life or death. It's either you're going to follow thus saith the Lord, you're going to follow his laws, statutes, and commandments, or you're going to get put to death, man. And that could be spiritually or physically, right? We're living in the last days. There's a lot of stuff going on right now, man, in this world. And if you ain't got your insurance policy paid up, if you ain't got your life insurance paid up, man, and all hell gonna break loose for you, man, right? Because you're not doing thus saith the Lord, man. Let's go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9 and verse 14. For the thoughts of mortal man are miserable, and other devices are but uncertain. For the corruptible body presseth down the soul, and the earthly tabernacle weigheth down the mind that must upon many things. Right, so for the corruptible body presseth down the souls, and the earthly tabernacle, your body, weigheth down the mind. So we gotta be in this world, man. A lot of our people is fixated on it, man. And they don't want to. They're just worried about what's going on in this world when we should be worried about what's going on, what's to come, right? The things to come if we're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, right? Because a lot of things are being done spiritually, man. Like, that's why it's important for us to feed our spirit and not our flesh, right? Because a lot of people, man, it's all about fleshly things, man. They don't give a damn about Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. They just all about this world, man, and what this world has to offer, right? We should be focused on the spiritual things, the spiritual aspect of this walk. Because that's how we going to get that strength, man. We can't get that strength. Like, you can lift as much weights as you want. I don't give a damn how many plates you pressing, man. If your spirit weak, you're going to get defeated out here, man. You got to lift them weights in the spirit, right? That's why it's important for us to feed our spirit and not our flesh, right? Don't be so fixated. It's like you go to the gym and you go hard in the gym. You lifting weights, you pumping iron. When you done, you take your protein shake, and you kind of focus, you dialed in on it. We got to be like that in the truth, right? We got to be like that in the scripts. Just how we go hard in the gym, we need to go hard with the Most High, with Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. We need to be pressing the spiritual weights, man. Learning these scriptures, man. Right? Doing thus saith the Lord, man. If we ain't doing that, man, we ain't doing nothing. Right? We just feeding our flesh at that point. You go to the gym and you dedicated to the gym, but you're not dedicated to the Lord. You feeding your flesh. You're not feeding your spirit. Right? And that's what we need to be feeding, our spirit. And then that's the truth, man. You know, but with that, y'all keep reading, praying, fasting, studying, staying diligent, stay abounding in the work of the Lord. Stay 10 toes down for the Lord, because he 10 toes down for us and gave us another 24. Right? You have to ask yourself, what are you doing for the Lord? The Lord woke you up today. He gave you a blessing. What are you going to do for him? Right? You really have to ask yourself, what are you going to do for the Lord? Right? And remember, this ain't a race. This is a marathon. We got to endure it to the end. So this work is going to continue no matter what. We got to keep working. We got to keep building ourselves up. Right? This is a marathon we're running. Right? So y'all got to endure it, man. Y'all got to keep pressing forward, right? Keeping that fire lit. Keep your candlestick, lit, man. Because if you start slacking, the Most High gonna blow your candlestick out, man. And you're gonna be out here, hey, reprobate mind, man. You're gonna be out here, hey, deaf, dumb, and blind, right? But with that, shalom.